Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at how to find x and y intercepts. So to find your x-intercept, you set the y equal to 0, and then vice versa for the y. To find y, you set x equal to 0. So let's look at example number 1. Let's solve for x first. It doesn't matter which one, you could solve for either first. Personal preference, I just always choose x. So to solve for x, we have to make y 0. So we're going to say 0 equals negative x plus 5, and then of course we just solve for x. So we subtract 5 from both sides, we get negative 5 equals negative x, and lastly divide by negative 1, we get x equals 5. Okay, same thing. Now to solve for our y, we're going to make our x 0. So we're going to say y equals negative 0 plus 5, which of course just becomes y equals 5. The only thing is now these aren't your final answers. You're actually going to say your x-intercept is going to equal 5, 0, and your y-intercept is going to equal 0, 5. And why this is because you actually want like a point that you can graph, so that's why this isn't correct. Your answer is going to have to look like this. Let's look at a couple more examples. Same thing, I'm going to solve for x first. I'm going to make y 0. Then of course just solve for x, so we add 8 to both sides. We get 8 equals 1/2 x. To get rid of this fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal, which in this case is just 2. So we're multiplying both sides by 2. We get x equals 16. I'm going to rewrite the equation, and now we're going to solve for our y. So to solve for y, we're going to make our x 0. 1/2 times 0 is, well, 0. And then 0 minus 8 is negative 8. So x is 16 and y is negative 8. But our final answer is going to be 16 comma 0, because in a solution set it's always xy, so x, y is 0. And then for the y-intercept, we're going to have 0 comma negative 8. Let's look at one last example. I'm going to solve for x first again. 8x plus 10, we're substituting y with 0, equals negative 10. 8x plus 10 times 0 is 0, equals negative 10. We're left with 8x equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 8. We get x equals negative 10 over 8, but of course we simplify to make it negative 5 over 4. And it's okay to get fractions. You will come across those occasionally. So here's our x. Now we're going to do the same thing to solve for our y. We're going to make our x 0, so 8 times 0 plus 10y equals negative 10. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 10y equals negative 10. So of course that just becomes 10y equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 10. We get y equals negative 10 divided by 10 is negative 1. So we say our x-intercept is negative 5/4, 0. Once again, it's completely okay to get fractions occasionally. And we'll have y-intercept is going to be 0 comma negative 1.